Kia ora, this is Arun Jacob, your friendly and frank licensed New Zealand immigration advisor, as well as education advisor, coming live as every week from my office here in Hamilton, New Zealand. It's another week, it's another Thursday, and here I am back to doing what I like doing best, which is to come live and speak to all you wonderful young people and other people who are interested to move to New Zealand and consider making this your new home temporarily or on a more permanent basis. I'm a licensed immigration advisor. That is my license issued by the Immigration Advisors Authority of New Zealand, which allows me to be able to sit here and talk about prospective changes to New Zealand immigration law, and also suggest ways and means how you guys can and girls can make your way into New Zealand for a temporary basis or on a more permanent basis, because we have a pretty big shortage of skills here in New Zealand, and we are trying very hard to attract some of the best talent in the world to come to New Zealand and make this your new home so that our skill shortages can be addressed. All right. There's also a copy of my license on the wall there, and that is the course I had to study in the immigration law of New Zealand to be able to get this license and be able to talk to you. Right now, for those of you guys who follow my work, you know that I love my t-shirts, and I try and wear one every week. And this one obviously has got a little theme as well. As you can see, it's got a few colors which are indicative of India. So India is celebrating its Independence Day tomorrow, and so this is like a pre-happy Independence Day message to all our my viewers from India, and also a big hello to everybody else from the rest of the world, whoever is watching my broadcast. Please bear in mind that yes, we have a very strong Indian team, but as a company, we do work with clients from different parts of the world. In fact, last week I had the pleasure of hosting a fantastic young family that came from China. They have been talking to me for quite some time now, and they're very keen to move to New Zealand through the education pathway. And this family came on a trip to New Zealand to kind of suss it out a little bit and do a bit of a recce to ensure that they're doing the right thing. And they came to Hamilton specifically to meet me, and I took them around. And there's a picture on my Facebook profile, if you guys go to, which was shot by Aaron, who is from China. So, as an organization, we at AJV Services, we cater to all clients, irrespective of your nationality. But considering that India and China are two of the largest sending countries in the world to many destination countries, we do get a lot of our inquiries from India. And so, it's always a pleasure to wish everybody in India an advance happy Independence Day. That's the reason I'm wearing a t-shirt. It's also a t-shirt that's got a logo of the company, AJV. This was actually a t-shirt that I part sponsored because somebody I know was taking part in a motor rally, and motorsports is something that's a bit of a passion for me. In fact, that I keep losing out on this. So you see that red cap there on my wall is also from motorsports. It was gifted to me by India's fastest driver called Gaurav Gill, who is currently rallying in the World Rally Championship, the junior category as well. So yeah, a lot of passion for motorsport, and also for some of our students who come to New Zealand, I involve them in those motorsport activities and take them around sometimes to come and witness this. And I've introduced a few of them. So overall, we guys try and keep it all exciting and happy for you. And right. So I always do a little bit of a spiel to ensure that people are joining into the live broadcast. Guys, I'm going live on both Facebook and YouTube, and my my team keeps telling me who is an AJV student or not, but this session is for everybody. I must confess, I'm a bit partial towards my AJV students, of course, because essentially it's a forum for us to talk to prospective AJV clients or existing AJV students who are already present in New Zealand and clear their doubts and be able to, ensure that they're having a clean, nice progress in their stay in New Zealand. And in fact, yesterday talking about the AJV students who are already present in New Zealand. One of our students called Kiran Lal, who recently came from India. He is from Kerala. He came to New Zealand and he called me, and yeah, I said, yeah, sure. This is although I did not recognize the number, I said, okay, I'm gonna take that call because I'm just to check who it was. It turns out it was Kiran, who is one of my students, and we had a nice, lovely chat. And then he went on to later post something really nice on Facebook and said, it was good to talk to Arun, and it was nice and friendly. I feel like I belong to a community called AJV students, and then it was followed by another comment from one of our valued AJV student called Sumati, who also wrote and said, "Hey, look, it feels good to be part of the AJV family." And thank you, Kiran and Sumati, and everybody else who is part of the AJV family for letting us know that you feel cared for, and that's really what we guys are trying to create. As I keep telling, going abroad is not an easy process. I have done it, and it is definitely not an easy process. And you need good guidance when you reach that destination country. And that is probably the unique selling proposition of the USP of AJB, that we are there for you guys at each and every turn in your journey and ensure that you're always going forward with a smile on your face. So we network you, we are giving you immigration advice, legal immigration advice. We are friends, we'll take you to motorsports, we will do all those kinds of things and ensure you basically have a successful journey. And it will start while you're still in your country. We will ensure that you guys are being given the right course in the right college in the right city at the right cost, and end up that and ensure that you also end up in the right career. So that's really what our agenda is all about. So yeah, that's my opening spiel, a little bit about motorsport, a little bit about Independence Day of India, and the fact that I also have a broken hand which I sustained when I used to be a bike racer in my younger days. So a lot of motorsport happening in my life. Anyhow, let's get on with the questions. Amit says hello. Quite a few of our people have joined in. Hello to everybody who's joined in. For those of you who are on YouTube, kindly come to facebook.com/ajv global. That is our official page where this is also coming live. So if you ask questions there, it will be easy for me to answer so that I don't have to keep toggling between both the tabs. And I think once in the past when I was trying to toggle, I actually switched off YouTube or Facebook. So I don't want to take those chances, guys. All right. Okay. Question number one from Harmanjot Singh. Hello, sir. Nice to meet you. Same here, Harman. Um, I'm willing to pursue higher studies and settle down there as PR. Good time of our the whole this international education era there to consider New Zealand, Harman, because everybody is aware of the announcement that was made on the 8th of August from the Immigration Minister of New Zealand. Phenomenal. I was absolutely blown away because when we got the Labour government in New Zealand here in New Zealand last year elected in New Zealand, there was talk about cutting down on immigration. There was talk about cutting down on international student numbers and so on and so forth. So some of us in the industry as well as some of the institutions were a little apprehensive, wondering where it's going to go. But amazing. I mean, the kind of policy they'll come out with is brilliant. I mean, hats off to whoever sat down and devised this policy. I think it's a great move, Harmanjot. It is the right time to consider New Zealand because if you're coming to come study, see earlier what was happening was anybody who came and did a course in New Zealand, whether a 2 year course between level 4 to 6 or a 1 year course from level 7, 8, 9, 10 was eligible for a 1 year post study work visa. But now they've gone so aggressive and made it so beautiful. So if you're coming for a 3 years bachelor's degree and study in New Zealand, you'll get a 3 years post-study work visa. If you're doing a level 8 or a postgraduate diploma or a level 9 master's or a level 10 PhD, also you're getting a 3 years post-study work visa. If you're coming for a level 7 graduate diploma, which is not a degree level, but it is still a graduate diploma. Sorry, guys, that light seems to be going on and off. Okay. So if you're doing a level 7 graduate diploma, which is not a degree level, if you were still getting a 1 year post study work visa, if you study in Auckland. If you study outside Auckland, you're getting a 2 years post study work visa. And if you're studying in Auckland and you're a level 7 graduate diploma and you need to get a trade registration, the trade body registration, or a professional registration, you're still getting 1+1, which is a 2 years post study. So I think it is phenomenal the way they've kind of reorganized this whole thing. In fact, I was reading some reports about how it's going to make New Zealand competitive with other destination countries like UK, Canada, Australia, and US, and so on and so forth. I think we've become very, very competitive. So this is the place to be. So good choice, Harmanjot. I think you're definitely choosing the right destination country. Come to New Zealand, speak to us at AJV. We will recommend the right level of course to you and ensure that you're getting into the right course in the right city and in the right subject and into the right college, so that after you complete it, you get the maximum number of post study work visa years as possible, so that in that span of time you can go find yourself a relevant job. And 3 years is a long time, guys. In 3 years you'll practically become like a Kiwi because you're kind of living out in this environment. So in 3 years you will be able to get yourself into a very good position where then you can further apply for further work visas if you reach the right threshold of salary, or if you reach the perfect threshold of salary, you might even be able to go on and apply for a resident visa, which is what you're asking about, Harmanjal. So excellent choice. Choose New Zealand right now, but besides New Zealand, it is also very critical that you also choose a good advisor like AJV Services. We guys are really, really committed to you guys, and that is why we get such honest and very nice feedback from our clients who say they feel like they belong to a large family. And that's something that, as the founder, as the owner, as the CEO of this company, I'm also building into each and every team member of mine to let them know, guys, we are, yes, this is a business for us, but also bear in mind this is about the future of young people. So we need to be very committed to them. So that's the kind of ethos and that's the kind of thought process that is, taking us forward as a company. And thanks to everybody for your support. Harmanjit, please connect with our team if you're not already connected. My team has not confirmed whether you're working with us or not. But if you're still not working with us, I think your best chances of success in New Zealand would be if you choose to work with HAV, and we will ensure that we're guiding you at each and every step. All right, cool. Long speech, eh? Augustine John. Hi, sir. I completed my BCom in 2016 and I don't have any work experience. I want to study level 7 course in Wintech. Augustine, if you have completed a BCom Bachelor of Commerce in 2016 and you don't have any work experience, that's fine. I mean, although for people who are planning to come and study in New Zealand and find work and then go on to get their residency sort of objective is what you have. We encourage you to come whether you have experience or you don't have experience. Although I keep telling, constantly in my videos and stuff that it will be useful if you're able to have some work experience because you're kind of more mature, you're better prepped to be able to go out into the job market and seek employment. But if you're planning to come to do a graduate diploma in level 7 in Wintech in Hamilton, which is outside the Auckland region, you will still be eligible for a 2 years work visa. And by the way, I live in Hamilton, so I'm speaking to you right now from Hamilton. So it's a good city. It's a fantastic city. You will get a minimum 2 years work visa because you're choosing for a level 7. Wintech is a fantastic school. I would strongly recommend it. And I think you're also doing the right thing by choosing to contact us. And we will absolutely take care of you, Augustine. And we will connect you to the rest of our students who are already here in New Zealand and ensure that we guide you at each and every step. But not having experience is not a disease. I mean, obviously, somebody somewhere has to start off after your degree. So it's not a disease, so you don't have to be worried about it. But the way you can overcome the lack of experience while you're in New Zealand is to do that part-time work while you're studying. And so that kind of adds the work experience even while you're studying. And in that 1 year, you build up a little bit of work experience by working for a local organization. And then after you're completed with your course, you'll get your 2 years post-study work visa, get out into the market. We'll help you with a CV, cover letter, and all those kinds of inputs. Our company will provide you with all that. If you need any immigration advice about what jobs to look for, what salary level to look for, what position level to look for, we will give you free advice as an AGV student. In fact, yesterday, Kiran also mentioned that he feels very happy that he gets free advice from AGV, and that's another commitment from us. So, good choice, Augustine. Go for it. And I hope you also have good communication skills because sometimes the lack of experience can be offset by very, very good communication skills. And while also getting some experience when you're doing your course here in New Zealand. So good choice overall, and absolutely go for it. Please get in touch with us at AJB, and we will ensure that we're putting you into the right course. But please come to Hamilton. It's a beautiful city, and I hope you play cricket well, because I'm a pretty big cricket guy as well, and I'm planning to start a cricket team for AJB. So if you're a good cricket player, I'll ensure that you have a place in the AJB 11. All right, cool. Hi, Kiran. Good to say hello to you. That's Kiran Lal I was talking about yesterday. Thank you so much for that wonderful compliment yesterday, Kiran. Truly appreciate that, and I'm so happy that you feel that you belong to a family, and which is the whole intention, Kiran. And I'm very pleased that you get that sense of comfort knowing that there are people to speak to and people who will give you ongoing advice, Kiran. And it is very important for young people who leave their home and the comfort of their protective environment of family and friends in another country like India or whichever country you come from, and to move into a new culture and into a new environment, and to come into a new culture and an environment and feel like there is somebody to look after you, I think is a massive mental advantage, and that will make you guys feel so much more better equipped to face whatever challenges you have in New Zealand. And I'm so glad to get that feedback from you, Kiran, as well as from Sumati and the rest of our students, that you guys feel welcome and comfortable and know that we are always a phone call away. So thank you for that, Kiran, and I hope to meet you soon. By the way, if you're at Otago Polytechnic, I'm coming to do a seminar day after tomorrow at Otago Polytechnic between 12 and 1 o'clock, I think. So please check with the Otago Polytechnic people, Kiran. So I'm going to be there to do a seminar, and we guys will meet in person as well. All right, cool. Okay, Rex Ravi asks how much fund we have to show for 2 years MBA. Ravi, the funds, the way to show the funds is that you will need to show two components. Component one is that you will need to have the tuition fees um, to show, and you also need to show the living expenses towards your studies in New Zealand. Oh, that's water, by the way, guys. So don't think I'm having a drink and speaking to all of you. My throat gets pretty dry when I'm talking to you guys. So Ravi, what you need to show is there are two components of funds to be shown when you're planning to study in New Zealand. Component one is your tuition fee. So approximately about $20,000 is the average fee for a 1 year course in New Zealand. And over and above that, you need to show living expenses. Living expenses are right now determined by Immigration New Zealand, that you need to show $15,000 for every 1 year of study. So if you're coming to do a course in New Zealand which costs you $20,000 on the tuition fees, then you need to show funds of $20,000 plus $15,000, which is the living expenses. And sometimes the immigration department says, "Hey, look, we want you to transfer those living expenses into something called an FTS account, which is a funds transfer scheme account in ANZ Bank of New Zealand, because the immigration department wants to ensure that you guys have adequate funds available to you while you're studying, and that you're not suffering for lack of money by not being able to pay rents and all those kinds of things. So sometimes they ask you to transfer that money into an FTS account, and the bank will then drip feed it on an equated monthly basis to you. So overall, the funds required, Ravi, for you will be the tuition component plus $15,000 per year of study. The additional cost will be your visa application fee, your police clearance certificate fee, your medicals, those kinds of the other costs. And of course, you'll have to pay for your air ticket and land here, and that's what it's required for. But $15,000 in the year will take care of your living expenses in New Zealand. So that's the funds you need to have. Get in touch with our team, Ravi, and with the AJV team, and we would happily provide you much more detailed information, because this is just a very quick question and answer session, and I may not be able to provide all the in-depth details. But we have a very highly qualified team of people working in New Zealand, in India, and we have one person who works out of Dubai sometimes and out of India sometimes. So we have a very extent. We are almost 35 people in the company now. People, everybody wondering if AJV Services is one guy called Arun Jacob who sits in the wooden office in Hamilton and comes live every week. No, absolutely not. We are a big team of people. We are probably one of the largest teams of people anywhere in the world who is so firmly focused and committed to promoting New Zealand education and migration. And we have some really solid professionals, including some ex immigration officers who work with the Immigration Department of New Zealand and who are now part of our team. They decided that, when they quit that particular the immigration department, they thought we will be a good fit because we have exactly the same value system as the immigration department of New Zealand, which is to protect the interests of New Zealand by attracting high quality students and migrants into the country. So for them, it was a simple, logical pathway to move from a government organization that protected New Zealand's interests to come into a private organization that continues to protect New Zealand's interests. So I think that's what puts a big smile on our face, because we will never ever do anything that goes against the interests of New Zealand, because we owe our success and our happiness to New Zealand. And I think it is very ethically and morally wrong to do anything that would be adverse to the interests of New Zealand. So we continue to maintain that very high standard. All right. So do get in touch with us, Ravi, and we will ensure that we're taking it to the next stage. All right. Cool. Ambarish Das. Hi, Ambarish. Sir, I'm planning to study culinary level 4 and level 5 at Licorden Blue, Wellington, for this October session from AJV Services. How many years of post study work visa I'm entitled to for after studies? Ambarish, number one, fantastic college choice. I have visited Licorden Blue. I went to Wellington. But when I'm talking to you, I can will see it in my mind. It is in a nice, busy part of Wellington. Campus is good. I met some of the people that they have excellent facilities, and Lee Cordon Blue, I think, is one of the best institutions in the culinary arts. Ambarish, because you're coming for a 2 years course to New Zealand, and you're studying, and that is between levels 4 and 6, and you're coming to study outside Auckland, you will be eligible for a 2 years post study work visa, Ambarish. And I will just cross check that to ensure that I'm not giving you wrong information. But yeah, so if you're going to come to New Zealand and you are going to study level 4 or 6, and if you study that qualification for a minimum of 60 weeks, so you're going to do a level 4 and a level 5, and the qualification you will study for a minimum of 60 weeks, then you will get a 2 year post study work visa, because you're choosing to work to study outside Auckland in Wellington. So you'll be eligible for a 2 year work visa, Ambarish. That is clear. And unfortunately, at the in the culinary arts, there is no level above. You can of course look at a bachelor's, but I think 2 year, 4 and 5 also is a very good course choice. So excellent course choice, excellent college, excellent city. Wellington is really cool. I love Wellington. It's a bit windy. I mean, but everybody makes a joke about the wind in Wellington, but it's a very very cool city. I love Wellington. It's got a very nice vibe to it. Plus, bear in mind you're coming into a skill like culinary arts into a country where tourism is our largest industry, and there's an ongoing demand for chefs because we are a massive tourist economy. So I think you will do really well. You'll have the support of Lee Cotton Blue. You'll have the support of AJV services. You're in a good city, which is also a massive tourist hub, and you are going to have 2 years of work, post-study work visa. So I think overall your future looks pretty bright. And just from the way you've written your question, Ambarish, I can also see you form very good English sentences, and there are no spelling mistakes. There are no grammatical errors in what you have written. So I know that you also have a good level of English. So overall, you have all the right ingredients to make a right dish of your success. Sorry about that bad joke, but because you're a culinary student, I couldn't resist saying that. But good choice. And last but not the least, thank you so much for choosing AJB, Ambarish, and everybody else who's choosing us, because I know you guys have a choice to choose so many different companies to help you to move to New Zealand. But if you guys are choosing us, not only are you doing it, a smart thing, but it also shows that you've researched all the options available and said, okay, here's a company that's based in New Zealand and seems to be supporting its students well. So let me go with this, people. So well done. And a lot of freebies from our side. ongoing free advice, and we are providing a free post-study work visa process to our students. So a lot of good advantages, Ambrish. Look forward to seeing you when I'm in Wellington next. And please promise me you'll cook up a good dish for all of us. Sam Dektal. Sounds familiar. I've come across Sam before. He asks, "Hello, sir. Looking great in that T-shirt. Thank you, Sam. My racing days T-shirt. Although I'm not racing any longer, I hope to get back into rallying soon. But this was a T-shirt I sponsored, and there you go. That's one of our logos there. So I actually sponsored this T-shirt for another racing team called Snap Racing, and my brother was part of that. So yeah, maybe I should have paid him more money so that my logo would come to the top next time. So, but thanks for that compliment. I like wearing t-shirts, man. I hate wearing suits and stuff. It's too bloody formal for my liking. I finished my study level 5 hospitality management 2 years in September, and my visa finished October. So, will I get 3 years post study work visa, or will I get 1 year and two later? Good question. So, you're finishing uh, level 5 hospitality management 2 years in September. So, you're finishing it in September. And okay, and your visa finishes October. So will I get 3 years study? Good question, Sam. Let me quickly look into that and say what the new policy says. Because if you're an existing student and if you're currently studying in New Zealand towards a one qualification at level 4 to 6, and you're studying for um, three for at least 60 weeks, but because you're graduating before 26th November 2018, which is the effective date, Sam, I believe you will be eligible for only the 1 year post study work visa. But then you're right. So 1 year now, followed by a further 2 years. You're absolutely right in the way you arrived at that conclusion. That's correct. Because to get a direct 3 years work visa, your course should be completing on 26th November 2018 or after that particular date. Only then you're straight away eligible for a 3 years work visa. But in your instance, I think you're absolutely right. You computed it correct. You are going to get a 1 year post study work visa under the existing or old rules. And once you get into your post study work visa open, once you can go ahead and seek a further 2 years post study work visa open. Okay, good question, by the way, Sam. You sound like a smart guy. I wish you had come to New Zealand through AJV. Paul Mampoli says, "Hello, Arun and AJV team." Hi, Paul. Good to see you again on the forum. Mita Pritter Shell. Oh, this is an interesting name. Oh, okay. He says, "This is Anand, sir. Completed my college last week. I'm still a bit confused which policy changes will apply to me. I completed diploma in computing level 7, non-degree level." Anand, same answer as what I gave Sam just now before. And Anand, by the way, lovely to say hi to you. Anand is one of our AJV student, and this guy looks like he should be going to the Mr. Universe competitions, because Anand is a guy with a solid physique, by the way. Anand, because you're completing the course, and I don't know, and so you will also be eligible for a 1 year post study work visa. But because that post study work visa is going to continue into the new policy period, you will get a further 2 years post study work visa. So I think that's what you're looking at. So eventually, you're going to get a 3 years post study work visa, but you'll get it in two installments, 1 plus 2. Hope I have cleared that for you. Okay, and I'm going to quickly ensure that, yeah. So once you get a post study work visa, Anand, you will get a further 2 years open work visa after 26th November, because it will go forward. And coming on to the next question, Praneet Fernando. Hi, Mr. Arun. Please explain about what happens when you get post study work visa 2 years. Will my wife also get work rights for 2 years? Yeah, pretty much, Praneet, because when you get a post-study work visa, you are now a work visa holder, and by virtue of the fact that your wife is a partner of a work visa holder, she would also be eligible for a further open work visa by virtue of being a partner of an work visa holder. So, absolutely, you're right about that, Prameet. Okay, and if you need some help about it to get your extensions done and stuff like that. Pranita, I know you're not an AJV student, but if we also service and provide our services to non-AJV clients as well. Onshore, we have a nice big team. So if you would like to get some further assistance, Pranita, I would suggest that you get in touch with our onshore senior manager. Her name is Mary Joseph. She also lives in Hamilton, and her number is 022 605 2615. Send her a text and say, hey, look, I want to share my information. She will gather all the information and then discuss with me or our other licensed advisors. And then we will come back and give you the right advice and what is the pathway forward for you. But please do get in touch with Mary and share your information, Praneet, and we'll be able to help you. All right. Informative channel in Odia. Good name for profile. How to get a technical job in New Zealand? You'll have to apply for a technical job in New Zealand. As simple as that's the technical answer for that. But just to give you some clarity on that, a lot of people want to find jobs in New Zealand. It's everybody would like to get a job in New Zealand. It's not always possible because of various reasons. First and foremost, why would an employer in New Zealand be interested to give a job to somebody who is not already present in the country? So they don't want to deal with somebody who is outside the country, and because they don't want to get into all this visa and all that kind of processes. So they prefer to work with somebody who is in the country. And in the country, we already have a lot of very good, competent, qualified people, including our own New Zealand citizens and our New Zealand residents, and also all these temporary visa holders like international students or those on the post-study work visa or on the working holiday visa. So we have a lot of people present in New Zealand who are already holding the legal right to work, and they also come from different technical backgrounds. So employers obviously will give preference to people like that, rather than wanting to work with, rather than wanting to even encourage speaking to somebody who is not in New Zealand, because they don't want to put in the money, time, and effort, and then they realize that, oh, whether this guy will get a visa or not. So my recommendation and my suggestion to everybody who wants to find a job in New Zealand is come into the country first. Come on a legitimate visa. And some of you ask me, can I come on a visitor visa and look for a job? Same problem. Visitor visa is for a small duration of time. When you go to a employer and say, "Hey, look, I'm looking for a job," and the employer says, "What visa are you on?" And if you lie and say you're on a work visa, that's a lie. So when they catch you, they'll throw you out anyway. But if you say the truth and say I'm on a visitor visa, they'll say, "Oh, but visitor visa is only for 3 months or 4 months or whatever." So they don't want to take that chance. So which is where I think this whole study plus settle pathway has become very critical, not only for New Zealand, because we attract a lot of good talent and we get great revenue from our international students into our economy, but we also attract very good talent. And in return for all these students who come and invest their money, time, and effort. So with the new changes, if you're at the right level, of course, you're going to get 3 years of post-study work, right? So not only can you work and recover whatever investment you've made, but you can also go ahead and get the right job and then be able to apply for an eventual essential skills work visa or a resident visa. So that's the way you guys have to plan it. Don't just sit in your country and say, "Oh, I want a job in New Zealand." It's not going to work out for you guys. In my entire experience of 15 years, I've come across just two instances when people who were not present in New Zealand were offered jobs, and then we helped them to get the visas and come. But they were very very at the top end of the IT spectrum of professionals. And so, if you are one of those people, maybe you can try. But if you're just an average technical guy, I think you need to get yourself into New Zealand on a student visa. Make that investment of time, money, and effort. Get in here, do a course, get your post study work visa, whether for 1 or 2 or 3 years, and then go on and establish yourself. All right. Hope I've answered that. Aman saying, is Auckland good for part-time jobs? I think so, Aman. I mean, Auckland is our largest city, and obviously, there will be a lot of businesses which are looking for part-time workers. So yeah, I think Auckland is a pretty good place for. But I mean, so are any other cities in New Zealand because there's always a requirement for part-time workers. But Auckland, I mean, obviously by virtue of being a largest city, yes, definitely. Rabin Dimal, does new rule changes create any difficulty for spouse visa? Good question. I think one of the only areas where it has become a little narrow with the new rule changes is that in future only those people who are studying for a level 9 masters or a level 10 PhD have a very clear pathway towards getting the spouses into the country. And for the others, it's a bit more difficult because what they have done is they kind of cut down a little bit on the ability of students to be able to come in with their spouses. So I think for the others, I'm just reading through the policy again while I'm talking to you guys. So the first rule number one, if you're planning to come to New Zealand along with your spouse, it makes simple and straightforward. It makes sense to choose a level 9 or a level 8 program, level 9 or a level 10 program, which is a master's or a PhD. Simple. You get yourself into a master's or a PhD, spouse can accompany you, no problem, on a work visa. If you're looking at a level 8 program or a level 7 program, then it has to be an exact match to a qualification on the long term skills shortage list of New Zealand. And last week I sat down and looked at the long term skills shortage list of New Zealand. There are not a lot of level 8 programs there. There are a lot of level 7 programs which are mostly bachelors. So if you're going to choose a bachelor's which is there on the long-term skill shortage list, yes, your spouse can come on a work visa. Or if you're choosing a level 8 program, and I think I saw only one level 8, I think so. I mean, please don't quote me on this because I'm just reeling off the top of my head. But I think there was only just one level 8 program in the long-term skill shortage list, and that was in psychology. So there are not a lot of level 8 programs on the long-term skill shortage list, and most of the level 7s are all the bachelor's levels. Interestingly, there was graduate diploma level 7 and construction management and construction related. There were two or three graduate diplomas. So it's an interesting policy they've come out with. Safe bet to be able to come with a spouse on a work visa is to come on a level 9 or a 10. Simple as that. Or look specifically for a level 8 or a level 7 course that is specified in the long term skill shortage list. If you cannot get into a 9 or 10, or you can't find an exact match at 7 or 8 levels in the uh, long-term skill shortage list, there is still a simple option. Let your spouse come on a visitor visa. I mean, they're not saying we will not give a visa to the spouse. It's just that they're saying if you want a work visa, you need to match this criteria. If you don't have a work visa, then hey, look, we are happy to give you a visitor visa. So if you're coming for a 1 year graduate diploma outside Auckland, you're going to get a 2 years post-study work visa. Let your spouse accompany for that 1 year on a visitor visa, and after the completion of that 1 year, maybe he or she deserves a holiday without having to work. After that 1 year is over, when you move into the work visa, then the spouse automatically becomes eligible for a work visa. So you have a 1 year cooling period. But even in that 1 year cooling period for the spouse is really good. The spouse has got the ability to go out on his or her own merit and find a job. Then probably that spouse can also make an application for an essential skills work visa or a resident visa. So I've seen it so many times in my career, and it's definitely possible. But because it's all a little complicated and you need the right advice, speak to somebody like us at AGV. And that's what we guys are here for, showing off our licenses and everything, all our knowledge and our, thinking ability. So speak to somebody like us and we will devise that exact personalized plan for you guys if you're a couple who are planning to come to New Zealand, and we will ensure they're coming in at the right, place and into the right visas. Even if you can't get a spouse work visa, we will advise you what are the other possibilities, advise you about the risks and the costs and everything else. Based on that, you guys can take an informed decision. All right. Hope that was clear. Nishant Bhatia. Sir, I have done bachelor in tourism studies. It was a 3 year degree, but I completed in 4.5 years as I was working with my degree as we. Do you think I have a chance to get a visa? I think so, Nishant. There is a very simple reason why a visa can be considered because you'll bring in very valuable revenue into New Zealand and we want that revenue. And there are certain things that people in the government cannot say, but I can say because I'm a private commentator on the immigration department of New Zealand, or not on the immigration department, on the immigration processes of New Zealand. So, by and large, I think most international students would be considered favorably because you guys bring in very good revenue for us here in New Zealand. You're already giving us $4.5 billion of revenue to us in this country, and we love that. Thank you, everybody who's bringing that money into New Zealand and helping us create another very robust industry. And I think in the recent conference that was there in Wellington, they have now taken their aspiration level to $6 billion, I think, by 2020 or something like that. So we need revenue from international students. So visa officers assessing it will ensure that they're not being very harsh because yes, they need to keep the undesirable people out of New Zealand, but they also have to protect the commercial interests of New Zealand. So it's a nice balance that they have to strike, and we as an organization we also strike exactly the same balance. We will not work with any undesirable people, but if somebody like you who's put it out there and saying, hey, look, I was supposed to do my bachelor's in 3 years, but I did it in 4.5 years because I was working. We at AJB will compile your case in a nice, legitimate, and professional fashion and present it to the Immigration Department of New Zealand and advocate with them and argue with them and plead with them and say, hey, look, this young person deserves to be in New Zealand. Yes, instead of 3 years, he did it in 4.5 years, but these are the reasons he needs to be given a chance. So please give us a chance. We will present your case in a nice way, and absolutely we will be able to take it forward from there. All right. And just coming back to some information from my team, Praneet Fernando, my team tells me that you're already talking to our advisor called Jagrati and that we are waiting for your documents. So we look forward to receiving your documents, Praneet, so that we can take this thing forward. All right. Next question is from Manuel Brima. Says, how do I apply for Masters in Pharmaceutical Science? Very good course choice, Manuel, and I think there are some good options available in New Zealand. I'm not sure, but I think University of Lincoln might have something. My team will research and come back to you with those. But the simplest way to get start your process, Manuel, is to connect with my our team, AJV team, and share all your documents with us, and we will take it forward from there and ensure that the admission and visa process is all done seamlessly. There is no cost to you because we get compensated by the university, so there is no cost to the student. We only charge a little bit when there has been a previous visa rejection, but otherwise there is no cost to any of our students. All right. So please connect with us, Manuel, and we'll be able to take it forward. All right. Saujanya Kavali says, hello. Hi, Saujanya. Hope you're doing well in Nelson. Saujanya is one of our happening clients from Nelson, and she's an absolute uh, good example of how dedication and determination uh, can, make you successful in New Zealand. So, yeah. Hi, Saujanya. I'm not sure what you're trying to show me. You have tagged somebody called Santosh Edicheri. I'm going one after the other. Once I come there, I will definitely answer that. All right, cool. Abhijit Steels on hi. Last live video section, you asked me about the intake time. I'm coming for October intake in level 7 graduate diploma in accounting. So, what will be the stay back time for me? Abhijit, you're asking me a question from last week to this week, my time. And I have good memory, but not that good. But I think your question is, if you're coming for a level 7 graduate diploma in October, uh, and your and diploma in accounting. So what will you have not mentioned which city you're going to be in, because as you're aware, if you're going to do that course in Auckland, it's only 1 year post study work visa. If you're doing it outside Auckland, it will be 2 years post study work visa. If you're going to do it in Auckland and also work towards registration with, NZCA, which is New Zealand Institute of Chartered Accountants, then potentially you could get 1+1. So, Abhijit, get in touch with the team, with the AJB team. I don't know if you're one of our students or not. You have not mentioned that, but get in touch with us. We'll give you that more details, because again, you've not given me the full information whether it's going to be in Auckland or some other location. So if your visa is already granted, then most likely you will be kind of treated under the. So if you're currently already, if you're granted, if your already visa is granted also, then there will be a variation, because then you might come under being an existing student. So we need to gather some more information, Abhijit. So you have missed out some of the information. So please get in touch with the AJV team, and we will spend some time and sort it out for you. All right. Aman Kaushik, can I get PhD scholarship in New Zealand? I have done masters in mechanical. Amanda, about getting a scholarship for PhD in New Zealand, the fact is that the PhDs are already being offered at a very, very low cost. In fact, so normally the fees for a domestic student and the fees for an international student is about 1:3 ratio, approximately. So if an international student, if a domestic student is paying $5,000, international students pay $15,000, which is why it's such an important industry for us, because we get very good revenue from international students. So but sometimes the government, what it does is it tweaks the policy to ensure that they balance the revenue versus the kind of quality we want to attract into the country, and which is where the government decided that they're going to make it very attractive for PhD scholars, and they're offering it at domestic fees, which is very less as compared to international students. So there is already a massive scholarship inbuilt into the PhD fees structure in New Zealand. Over and above that, some of the institutions also offer other scholarships. We will not know till we make an application. So but in the past, some of my students who have come for a PhD have got the full fee waiver, plus they also got living expenses. So the possibilities definitely exist. I would recommend that you get in touch with us, Aman, and we will deal with it as an individual case and take it forward. But please bear in mind, as a PhD student, you already have a massive advantage of being offered the domestic fees. Plus, if you're coming with a spouse, the spouse will be able to work full time. As a PhD student, you would also be able to work full time. So, you guys are not only paying domestic fees, but two people are also working full time and earning money. Overall, I think it's a great opportunity for PhD students. But get in touch with us and we will give you more details. All right. Cool. Right. Hey, hi, I'm Manish here. My question is that what about pursuing graduate diplomas now? Have they become redundant after new changes? Not at all, Manish. Earlier, a graduate diploma was getting 1 year post study work visa. Now, also, at the minimum, you get 1 year post study work visa. So, nothing has changed. And that's what it is all about. That's why I was like, wow, these guys are getting really aggressive, the government of New Zealand too, make our international education sector go. So even now, the graduate diploma is going to still give you a minimum of 1 year post study work visa, which is exactly the same as what it was before. Plus, if you are studying outside Auckland, it is 2 years. Plus, if you're studying in Auckland and you have a trade body registration after you complete a course, also it is 2 years. So I think it's better than before. I don't think graduate diplomas have become redundant. I'm a big fan of graduate diplomas and certificates. In fact, that one there is, that's a graduate certificate level 7 New Zealand immigration advice. So I think it's a great policy. So please do not look down on graduate diplomas, especially with a guy who hangs a graduate certificate on his wall. I think it's continuing to maintain its importance. But it will make sense for you to choose a graduate diploma outside Auckland so that you get a 2 years post study work visa. All right. Cool. Harhara Sudan. Hi, sir. I'm one of your AJV students. Hi, Harhara. Harihara. Always lovely to say hello to one of my AJV students. It's such a pleasure. I'm interested in doing graduate diploma in business and February intake. What are the cities worthwhile to study and to part-time job? My recommendation, Hari, is to do your graduate diploma outside Auckland. Choose Wellington or Hamilton or Christchurch. These are three of your best options, because then you will also get a 2 years post study work visa. Plus, your job chances are also pretty good, because these are all the bigger cities after Auckland. So this would be my recommendation to you, Hari. All right, and thank you so much for choosing AJB. Really appreciate it. Okay, Arjun Palakil. Okay. And Hari, my team tells me that we are still waiting for your documents, Hari. So, Harihara student, so please send your documents quickly so that we can start the process. All right. Cool. Arjun Palakil, hello, sir. I got offer letter from MIT Auckland for graduate diploma in software and web development, and classes will start from October 2nd. I didn't apply for a visa still. What will be my stay back? So you're starting your course in from October 2nd in Auckland, and so you're obviously in Auckland. And so what's gonna happen is I'm gonna quickly look back again one more time at the policy. Um, okay, if you already, if your visa was granted by the 9th of August, then you will get a 3 year post study work visa. If your student visa was granted after the 9th of August, then you will get a 1 year post study work visa if you're choosing Auckland, uh, Arjun. So that's the story. So if your visa was granted if your student visa to study this course was granted before or on the 9th of August, then you actually will get a 3 years post study work visa. But if your visa was granted after the 9th of August, then you'll only get a 1 year post study work visa because you're studying in Auckland, unless you want to opt to go for registration with a professional body like IPENS, or IT something, New Zealand, then you'll get an extra 1 year. So you have not mentioned whether you're working with us, Arjun, but if you're not working with us, I recommend you get in touch with my team in India. The way to get in touch with our team is to call 1-800 103 6525. That is our toll free number in India, 1-800 103 6525. That is our toll free number in India, and you will reach one of our very competent and qualified advisors. If you are not in India, you can send an email to info@ajvglobal.com, and we will receive all those inquiries and we will respond to you immediately. But I think, Arjun, I hope I made it clear, but maybe you want to talk to us one more time anyway. All right? So, Devraj Yadav is asking, what is the scope of digital marketing in New Zealand post study? Good question, Devraj. I think I've answered this in some of my previous videos and things, and it's interesting you're asking this question to a guy who is right now digital marketing to all you guys through Facebook and YouTube. So good scope, but again, it is very narrow. So if you're not a specialist in digital marketing, my suggestion is don't get into a course which teaches only digital marketing, but choose a more generic business course which has got papers in digital marketing. When you choose a more generic business course, you'll be able to get jobs in sales, administration, finance, customer satisfaction, so on and so forth. Maybe even digital marketing. So try not to slot yourself too narrow if you're not a full expert in it. If you're a full expert in it, go for it. But connect with our team and we'll give you more advice. All right. Hello, sir. Some of these messages are jumping up. So I may be skipping some of it. So yeah, please bear with me, guys, if some of because I'm taking some time to answer. And some of you guys keep on adding messages, so some of the messages are scrolling up, and I'm not able to scroll up again and see what's gone. But Harihara asks again, MIT has 4 campuses. What are campuses located in outside Auckland? How about stay back for MIT? I think any campus should be fine, Hari. But like I said, if you are choosing Auckland, that's a good area. But like I said, depending on your stay back period, will be if your student visa is coming after 9th of August, then you'll be eligible for a 1 year post study work visa. If you study outside Auckland, you'll get a 2 years post study work visa. All right. I think I need to keep answering faster because these questions are jumping up. Dushan Hasanta Maharachi. Can my family relations sponsor for my education funds and show money? Not in all instances, Dushan. The immigration department is quite clear who they will accept as a sponsor and who they will not. Sometimes they are not accepting people who are beyond your immediate circle of family, like brothers, sisters, mother, father. Sometimes they are accepting, and also depends on how well the case is presented. So, my recommendation is get in touch with us, and we will assess your case. And we have a solid visa processing team headed by an ex-immigration officer of Immigration Department of New Zealand. So we will take a look at all your documents and come back and tell you if your financial sponsor is acceptable or not. All right. So do get in touch with us, Dushan. Harsh Panchal, which is best for post graduation, accounting or finance? I think that depends on your interest, Harsh, because like I also keep saying this quite a lot, that my interest is in filmmaking, and it's like somebody asking me, would you want to make documentaries or do you want to make feature films? Because documentaries and feature films both come under the umbrella of filmmaking. Likewise, accounting and finance both come under the umbrella of finance. So it depends on your personal interest. For me, for instance, if I have to become a filmmaker and I have to choose between documentaries or between feature films, I'll definitely do feature films because I like to tell stories, and like fiction, create my own story and tell it. Whereas a documentary, you're just talking about something that exists, or like how this cup was made, or so that's how a documentary. That's also a story, but not written by me. So that's likewise, depends on your interest. Harsh. But I think, considering you're young and you're coming to a new country, it might be useful to consider accounting because accounting is a bit more technical. And technical people are always a bit more in demand at the younger age when they are still trying to get into the career of their, of in the finance sector. Finance is a bit more generic; it's a bit more holistic, so that I think will appeal more to more senior people. So I would recommend accounting actually, because if you come and do a course in accounting and also learn software like Zero or MYOB, which are very popular here in New Zealand, I think you'll have a very good chance. In fact, my accountant, who I keep speaking to, she keeps asking me all the time, saying, "Do you know of any young students who are familiar with accounting and familiar with MYOB and Zero?" And so I think that might be a better option for you. All right. And Harsh, if you're not talking to AJB, I think you need to talk to us because, as you know, it's not just me sitting and talking here right now, but we can connect you to people and ensure that you're getting the right information and, most importantly, the support after you reach New Zealand. One of my cliched statements: the real drama starts after you reach New Zealand. So, and when the drama starts, you need to have good co-actors on the stage with you, and we at AJV will be good co-actors with you. All right. So, make sure you guys are choosing right and choosing a good company like AJV to work with. All right. Anand Shivadas, hello sir, I may be coming to Christchurch this February with my wife. All the best, Anand. Christchurch is a beautiful city, and to be with your wife, fantastic idea. You guys can have a second honeymoon, perhaps. Good idea. Good for you. Good city you've chosen. Global Shoaib Ali, dear sir, I'm Shoaib from India. Wanted to ask you about hotel management level 7 course in Toi Ohomoi in Rotorua. Is Rotorua a good choice for students to part-time job as well as good opportunity? Absolutely, sure. You have not mentioned whether you're working with AJV or not. If you're working with AJV, we would have given you more options, not just Toyohoma in Rotorua, but we would have given you some more options because we work with a very wide portfolio of very good New Zealand institutions. But Toyohoma is a good institution owned and operated by the government of New Zealand. Rotorua is a very popular tourist destination in New Zealand. So chances for part-time jobs and full-time jobs will be pretty good. Okay. Yeah. Excuse me. Abhijit Steelson comes back again, and is Abhijit one of our students? He's been asking a lot of questions, but he does not mention whether he's a student from AJV or not. So in the meantime, I will jump to one of my AJV students who has clearly identified herself. Hi, Anamika. Say how partially I can be. How partial I can be. Hello, sir. I'm AJV client planning to do PG diploma in IT from Fitteria, level 8. My query is, will I be eligible to take my spouse along with me, or should I go for level 9? Anamika, I think in view of the fact that there are very few postgraduate courses in their long-term skills shortage list, especially in IT. But I can quickly check that for you while we are talking. And in the IT department and in the long-term skills shortage list, and I'm checking this from the official website, there is no postgraduate diploma as such. So they're asking for Bachelor of Engineering. A lot of bachelors are being asked, and you could potentially do a level 8 with a letter from IT Professionals New Zealand certifying that the degree and any further learning meets the benchmark or requirements. But it's all a little complicated. So I think it might make sense for you, Anamika, to quite simply choose a level 9, because the entry requirement for level 8 and level 9, especially in IELTS and most of the academic requirements, is very similar. So to ensure there is no risk in being able to come with your spouse to New Zealand, my recommendation is choose a level 9. If you say, no, I don't want to go to level 9, I want to come for level 8 only, we can still apply for your spouse visa, but it will not be a work visa, it will be a visitor visa. So, for till the time you finish your course and you get the post study work visa, your spouse will be on a visitor visa. If you guys are okay with it, then there is no problem. We can still come for a level 8 course, and your spouse can, hang around till you finish your course. Once you get your work visa, post study work visa, then he will get his work visa, so no problem. 3 years, 3 years, he'll get 3 years, you'll get 3 years. But if your spouse is also as well qualified as you are, even if it comes on a visitor visa, he can go out and start looking for jobs, and we are there to guide you, and you can tell prospective employers saying that, yes, I'm on a visitor visa, but I'm going to get a 3 years work visa as soon as my wife completes the course, and these are my credentials, give me a job. And then based on the job, my advisor, which is AJV services, they have said that I'll be able to apply independently for my own work visa. So those possibilities are there, Anamika. So to cut the long story short, to be able to minimize the risk completely, choose a level 9. If you want to come for a level 8 only, then you can consider getting your spouse on a visitor visa. He will stay for 1 year, see it through, and then once you get your work visa, he will also move it to work visa. All right, cool. I hope I've answered that. Arun Bhaskar. Arun Bhaskar, my team has already flagged and say you don't seem to be one of our students. And with a name like Arun Bhaskar and asking a question to Arun Jacob, you should be our student, Arun Bhaskar. What are you doing? Okay, Arun's question is, if I opt for PG diploma or master's outside Auckland, anywhere, will I get 3 years of post study work visa? Okay, if you choose a PG diploma or a master's within Auckland or outside Auckland, you will be eligible for a 3 years work visa, Arun, in the new policy. So I think overall you'll be fine, but the only thing I'm not happy about is that you're not working with this Arun. So it will be nice if you can, choose to work with AJV so that all we Aruns can get together and have a nice talk. All right. But jokes apart, it's all about ensuring that you guys are supported well, because a lot of you will come to New Zealand through some other agency, and you'll all be very happy saying, "Oh, I got my admission, I got my visa." Get on the plane, do all those selfies at the airport saying, "Mom, Dad, I'm off to Auckland, New Zealand," and even while traveling, sending some texts and all. After you land here, the drama starts. And when the drama starts, and drama is settlement, mental settlement, a bit of culture shock, a bit of homesickness. That's where, you need to have somebody around you to speak to guide you, to connect you to other people. And after that phase is over, then you need to someone who is going to guide you with other things like part-time work and full-time work and what jobs to pick, what salaries, what level, what visas to apply for. So you guys require constant advice throughout your journey, and that is why I keep saying you guys must really consider working with a company like AJV, because we are very keen to ensure that you guys are all successful. Okay, Mukund Sinha smiled a lot and then said, "Sorry, I sent smiley by mistake." You don't have to apologize, Mukund. We are all, big smiley people. So you must ask my team. I keep joking with them all the time. Every week we have a small contest before I come on to this um, live show saying, "Guess what is the T-shirt I'm going to wear?" And today I was telling them I'm going to wear a very colorful T-shirt, and some of them were pulling my legs, saying, "Is it rainbow colors? And are you promoting the gay movement and all this stuff?" None of that stuff, guys. This is all about racing. Okay, cool. Andy Joan Sanchez Bautista. Okay, I hope I pronounced that right. Hello, sir. I'm Andy Joan Sanchez Bautista from Philippines. Hola, senor. I was given an offer to study at the University of Canterbury for graduate diploma in science, specializing in physics. My planned intake will be on July 2020. Do you think can I bring my wife with me? And what are the possible visas should my wife would need to have? Andy, good question. You also seem to be choosing a very good course from a very good university. Lot of personal regard for the University of Canterbury, lovely city as well. With a graduate diploma in science, specializing in physics, you will not be able to get your wife on a work visa, but you can bring her on a visitor visa. So that is definitely possible. And once you finish your course, I've just said this previously as well. Once you get into your work visa, then you can apply for her work visa as well. So she might have a 1 year cooling period. So if you want to bring her and you want her also to start working at the same time as when you arrive, then you might want to consult with us. I would suggest connect with our team when they to get in touch with you after this. Hey guys, and girls, whoever is watching after this session is over, and I'm thinking I'm almost coming to the end of it. Normally, by this time, my team starts ringing the bell saying, time up, finish up with it. But after the session is over, my team will get in touch with you guys. And so I would like you to please respond back to them. And as a one of my other common phrases is, we are not devils to suck your blood. Absolutely not. We get hundreds and hundreds of inquiry every day, and we have some beautiful clients coming out of that. But we would love to talk to everybody and give honest, genuine, professional information, and let you decide. We will not become leeches or bloodsuckers and say, "No, come to New Zealand, come." We are definitely not in this business. We are a very proud and professional company, and we will continue to work like that. We will give you good information, and we will leave it with you. The day you're ready to make a decision, we will work with you and ensure the process goes smoothly. So when my team connects with you, please respond and don't avoid their calls and switch off the mobile or block their numbers. Come on, guys, it's not fair. I sit here and talk to you guys, and the least you must do is listen to my team. All right. Cool. Jalia Kasan, hey team, how am I doing on my time? Am I done, or do we still have a lot of questions still? Okay, I'm going to try and rush through this as much as I can, but there are a lot of questions here. So, Imara Silva is laughing out aloud. Hi, Imara. I hope that laughter was just to laugh and not laugh at what I'm saying. Jalia Kasun, hello, sir. What are the options for bachelor nursing degree with 9 years working experience? I think coming and doing a bachelor's here is always a very good idea. I strongly encourage people to come and do a bachelor's. Now, of course, if you do a bachelor's, you'll get a 3 years work visa, and so there is a requirement of nurses as well, shortage. So, I think you should consider it seriously. Please connect with our team. I'm gonna rush through these questions, guys, because time is up and my team is ringing the bell. Darius Leo, only for students who arrange visa, high school pass, and can you take arrange and job like car driving, hotel hitching? If any details, please send me. Thank you. I'm not sure what your question is, Derek, but I will read it later and come back to you. It looks like you want us to set up some kind of support services. We will read it and see if we can come back and provide it. Okay. TJJ Motions, I'm a BCom graduate planning to take a level 7 course. Is it good for migration process? It's a good for migration process if you are able to study outside Auckland and get a 2 years post study work visa, find a relevant job in those 2 years and make an application for further work visas or a resident visa. All right, TJJ, that's what it is. Abdul Hamid, I'm studying level 7 and level 5 in IT. I'll be finishing my course in August and I'll be applying for level 7 diploma in IT. So can I get a 3 year open work visa? From what you suggest, it seems like it is possible because you're doing one, no, but you're doing it level 5 and then followed by level 6. You may not be level 7. So it may not apply to you, Abdul, because uh, you normally, if you're doing a course between level 4 and 6 and for 2 years, then you will get eligible for a 2 year work visa. But here you seem to be jumping from one level to the next level from 5 to 7. So why don't you talk to us? Talk to Mary on 022 who is our local senior manager, and we will talk to you and examine your case a bit more. All right, because I'm rushing through the questions now. So yeah. Rizwan, I have chances to come there. I'm 32 years old and want to settle down there. What visa options I have? I'm in Qatar working as operations officer, Pakistani national student or work. Rizwan, we work with quite a lot of our Pakistani clients and we love working with our Pakistani clients. So, by the way, happy Independence Day to Pakistan as well. Yeah, absolutely. Send your CVs to yours and your wife's CV to info@ajvglobal.com and we will take a look, revert, and come back to you and see what visas you'll be eligible for. Okay, Rex, Ravi, I've already answered your questions, Ravi, so I'm moving on to the next one. Can Syed, can you please suggest if it's better to go with level 8 supply chain management or level 9 MBM, University of Waikato? My background is BBA with 3 year part time work experience relevant to my bachelor's. My other question is that if my part time work experience will be considered for my PR application. Thanks, Syed, that you also mentioned you're already working with our team. Part-time work experience will not be considered for PRA process, so that I can clarify. Between level 8 supply chain management NMIT and a level 9 MBM University of Waikato, if you have a background in supply chain management already, I would suggest go for the NMIT course. If you don't have a specific background in the level 8 NMIT, then I would recommend the MBM course at the University of Waikato because you'll study more subjects in the business field and then you'll have more options of getting into future employment. But if you do a level 8 course only in supply chain management, you might get stuck into that. So, which I don't recommend. All right. Hi, Arun, Nazia Banu. I would like to know if the spouse of the student can become one main applicant and file for PR. May I know what are the requirements for that, please? Yeah, absolutely, Nazia. Quite a lot of our clients who came and students, their spouses came on the work visa or on the visitor visa, found jobs and went on and applied for PR by themselves. So please connect with Mary Joseph on 022 605 2615 or check on my friends list on Facebook and Mary will be there. Connect with her on Facebook. We will take some details, assess, and then I'll come back and tell you whether they're eligible. But definitely the possibility exists. Yeah. Sajita Pramod, hi sir, I'm trying to study level 8 at NMIT February intake and I have 2 children. Is there any chance to get free education for them? Sajita, if you're planning to come for a level 8 and if your husband is also accompanying and he comes on a work visa, only then your children become eligible for free education. So you in your own capacity as a student will not be giving that right to the children to get free education. But as a level 8 student, your husband may not be able to come because now it is level 9 and 10 and level 8 has to be specifically in the long-term skill shortage list. Slightly complicated case. I strongly recommend that you get in touch with us so that we can look into all the aspects and come back. But if you choose a level 9 and your husband comes as a work visa holder, no problem. But if you're coming for level 8, we need to check a few things and make some suggestions to you. All right. So please get in touch with us, Sajita. I think it's very critical you talk to us because you're coming with 2 kids and you should not get caught. Okay. Dhanush Rajendran says, hi, sir. I'm Dhanush, AJV student. Hi, Dhanush. Lovely to say hi to you. How many years will it be PSWE if I go on the skill shortage list? Moreover, I'm going to study level 7 construction management in ARA. If you're coming for a graduate diploma in construction management at ARA, Dhanush, you will get a 2 years post study work visa because you're doing a graduate diploma level 7 and outside Auckland. So definitely you'll be eligible for a 2 years post study work visa. Alvin Jones, Can immigration in New Zealand change rule before it comes into place? Is there possibility of rule change before the November 2018? New Zealand is not a banana republic which will keep changing rules day in and day out, Elvin. I don't think so. I think this rule itself, they took a lot of planning and discussion before they came out with it. So they can't do it today and then change it tomorrow. We are not a banana republic, and we are a strong, vibrant, well managed, democratic Western society, and we will stick to those ethos. All right. Gautam Chabras, hi Arun, I'm working with your team and I have applied for level 8 course applied management. If I come before 26 November, am I eligible for 3 years open work visa? Gautam, it is not whether you come before uh, before you come 26th November, but whether your visa was already granted on the 9th of August. But since you're coming for level 8 anyway, you will be eligible for a 3-year work visa anyway. So I don't think you should be worried about it, Gautam. Okay, cool. Jim Malone Global. My name is Jimmy, age 46, working in Dubai as assistant store manager, retail, now 12 years experience. What is best plan to come there? By study or any other easy way to find? As a professional advisor in the immigration industry, Jimmy, I think the best pathway right now is through the study plus settle pathway, because a lot of direct migration is practically ruled out. Please go to my YouTube channel, go to YouTube and search for Arun Jacob New Zealand, and there is a very clear video which says why study plus settle has now become the best pathway, because otherwise you have to match certain criteria which you cannot match unless and until you have a job in New Zealand or you have studied here. So definitely study plus settle is the pathway, Jimmy, and I recommend that you get in touch with our team. We'll give you more details. All right. Elvia Susan Elias, what are the options I have to work as a dental therapist after BDS? Elvia, never easy for medical professionals because you guys will have the registration requirements. So I would say your first thing you need to do is go to the Dental Council of New Zealand website and check for to see what are all the requirements for registration, and then after you study that, write back to us, and we will then have to deal with your case in a very special manner, because it's not easy for medical professionals because you have all the registrations and all the other things. But go to the Medical Dental Council of New Zealand, have a look, write back, get back in touch with us, and we'll work your case forward one step at a time. All right. Mohammad Wasim, hello sir, I want to pursue PhD. What are the fully funded scholarship options for Indian students? I just explained a little while ago, Mohammad, that PhD is already offered at domestic fees, which is like a scholarship already. But depending on the strength of your proposal, you might get a full scholarship, whether you're an Indian student or any other student. So please connect with our team and we will give you more details. Okay, Raman Parmar, sir, I applied for student visa for level 5-6 in Christchurch after 8th August 2018. So after completing my course, I will get 2-year post-study work visa or 3-year if my course starts before 26th November. If you already received your student visa by 9th of August, then you'll be eligible for a 3-year post-study work visa. If you have getting a student visa after 9th August, then you will obviously be eligible for a 2 years work visa, post-study work visa, Raman. Hope I've answered, and I hope you're filing that visa through us. If you're not, please come back and work with AJV, because otherwise you lose out on all the benefits that we guys give. Okay. Vijay Krishnan, okay, man. I'll have to try and finish this off now. Vijay Krishnan, uh, where was I? Okay. Hi, Arun. I have 1-year post-study work visa valid till 2019. I have completed the level 8 PGDIT. Can I apply for further 2 years extension on 27 November 2018, as it will help me sort insurance? If you already have a 1-year post-study work visa valid till 2019, yeah, absolutely. Vijay, you should be able to apply for a further 2 years. Yeah, no problem. So till when these rules will not change, I will come for 2020 February fair, and I will visit a level course, Sigan Samuel. Uh, don't worry about the rules changing. So again, I think these rules were thought through very, very nicely, and that's why I think they're going to stay here for a long time. So don't worry about it. But do get in touch with our team, and we would like to help you to plan your future, even if you're planning to come in 2020. By 2020, by the way, guys, AJB wants to become the largest recruiting company for international students in New Zealand. So please work with us. We need your support. We can't do this by ourselves. All right, guys, let's do this together. I'm shamelessly asking for you guys now to work with us. Yes, Trivedi, art time scenario, sir. I'm a sportsperson. I want to continue my passion. Which course suits me best? Good question, Yash. If you're a sports person, we want to know whether you want to be involved in playing sport or sports administration or sports medicine or sports psychology. So we need some more details. Please share, connect with the team and share some more details, and we'll come back with the right course. All right. So, hi, Anthony. I'm currently doing my level 8 and my spouse is working in New Zealand with work visa. Will my spouse get free work visa? If so, is there any documents proof you have to provide? Please clarify. So, hi, I think you came back last week as well and asked me the similar question. So, I would request you to get in touch with Mary, who is on 022 605 2615. Share some more details so that I can get that information analyzed and come back to you. But at the surface level, it looks like, yeah, he should be able to get a 3 years work visa once you get your 3 years post study work visa. All right, here. Priyanka Trika, hi sir. Will current job search visa holder spouse will be eligible for 2 years visa extension as well? Yeah, if you're already on a 1 year job search visa and you're going to get a further 2 years job search visa, yeah, by virtue of the fact that your spouse is now is a partner of a work visa holder, they will also become eligible. But please speak to Mary on 022 605 2615. Send her a text, connect with her. She's based in Hamilton. Give some more details. She will discuss with me and we'll give you the right suggestion. All right. Alex, but value for Indians are still not good. Only revenue. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Indians are the one of the second largest contingent of students who go to different parts of the world after the Chinese students. And value for Indians will be good if you are a good value Indian. I mean, let me put it that way. If you have the attitude, skills, and knowledge to come to New Zealand and find your place here and become a future resident and worker, why not? So value for Indian is if you're a good value Indian in the first place. So remember that, Alex. And revenue, of course, who doesn't want to do business? Even the government of New Zealand would like to do business. If people want to come and study in our country, of course we would ask that people pay us a premium for coming and studying in the safest, most welcoming, most happening, young, beautiful, vibrant, no snakes, no guns. What else do you want, man? So of course you've got to pay premium for a destination like that. I'm such a good sales guy for New Zealand, am I not? Vikas Kumari, lost my passport in New Zealand and living with expired visa. Oops, sounds like big trouble, Vikas. Get in touch with Mary 022 605 2615. Share some more details and we'll come back here. Hi, this is Benu. I have done my master's in engineering, but my interest is in sustainable development and environmental sustainability. Can I pursue my, uh, oh man, uh, sorry, where was I? Team, should I continue or should I just stop and you guys will connect with them? Because I seem to be going way beyond my time today. Okay, I'll do it another 5 minutes and then. I've done my master's in engineering, but my interest is in can I pursue my level 8 course in New Zealand? I think, Ben, they're kind of related, your engineering and your sustainable development. So I think we can certainly make the connection and help you get an admission into a really good university. So please connect with our team and I think we'll make it happen. And I don't think they're too disparate. I don't think they're too far away. I think you should be able to connect and make an admission. Okay. All right, guys. I think I will really have to stop it now. I'm quickly going to see anything that I missed out on. Last question to Veena Kuniel because she's an AJV student. So I'm going to close it with Veena's. Hi, sir. I'm an AJV student with engineering background and applied for postgraduate diploma in IT at Fiteria for September intake. Planning to take my spouse with me. Will he be open for open work visa? Vina, I think I've already explained this twice. Under the new rules, he may not be eligible unless and until you choose a master's level 9, or he can accompany you on a visitor visa at the PGDIT level, cooling period for 1 year. Once you get your 3 years post study work visa, then he can also apply for the 3 years work visa as partner of a work visa holder. So that would be my recommendation, Veena. And 1 year goes away quickly. Also, if your spouse is independently capable of going and finding a job himself, he could also get his own independent work visa. So don't stress too much about it. And I think you should just move forward confidently. If you are able to get into a level 9, get into it. End of story, no problems. If you can't get into a level 9 and you're stuck with a level 8, let your spouse come on a visitor visa for 1 year. In that 1 year, he can either find a job on his own merit and get a work visa, or wait that 1 year, wait for you till to get your 3 years work visa, and then he will get his work visa. So that's my suggestion to you. All right, guys. That was pretty much it. Sorry, I had to skip a few questions, but I think with the new policy change, we are getting more and more questions. And as much as I would like to sit and continue talking, I think I'll have to stop it at some point. But thanks as always for watching my videos and my live broadcasts. This will become although it's a live broadcast, it will become a video and sit on the YouTube as well as on Facebook. So please share it with your family and friends. And as always, a big, massive thank you to everybody who chooses to work with AJV. We owe our success to you guys, and thank you so much for that. We will stand by you and ensure your journey to New Zealand is successful as well. So till the next time, bye bye, and kakite ano from Hamilton, New Zealand. Take care. Bye bye.